Hi mate, I heard that you're getting some bad back pain going on when you're doing your deadlifts. Well, today I'm going to go through a few different ways that we can get you some relief from that back pain and then stop that back pain from ever returning. Let's check it out. Now, there can be lots of reasons why you're having trouble with your deadlift, why you're getting a sore back after or during your deadlifts, okay? One of the biggest reasons though is that people just don't know how to stabilize their hips properly, and they start doing something like they're either rounding their back while they're doing it or they're overarching while they're doing it. Each is going to lead to some kind of pain. Usually it's the back that cops it the most in these situations. So in the first situation, that people might sit back into their deadlift, and when they're doing their lift, is instead of just keeping a nice and neutral back, is that they're actually overarching their back and really squashing those erectors in there. So then when they lift, they're really overarching and getting that anterior pelvic tilt. Okay. The second problem is they get down to the bar and they don't know how to stabilize their pelvis, so they just end up, when they pick it up, they ground and then pick it up like a cat. In both instances, it's usually a case of they don't know how to stabilize their hips. The hips compensate in some way, and that way is either by rounding, either way by giving way to gravity, or they're overcompensating by trying to overarch in the lower back. Today, I'm going to go through how to fix these issues and teach your body to deadlift with a neutral spine so that you can get out of pain and keep that pain away. Okay, so the first thing that we need to sort out is, if you're getting back pain, is to actually give you relief from that back pain before you even think about doing any of these other exercises that we're about to do. So what we're going to do is to actually desensitize one of our hip flexors, mainly the TFL, so that can help you to just feel like your hips feel a bit more open, and this usually just helps you to get relief from your lower back, okay? So the way we do that is we'll grab a foam roller like this, and we're going to put our TFL, the front of our hip, on the foam roller. So the easiest way to find out where our TFL is if we stand up like so here. So we have pop our hand here, and then we just go left to right like that. We should feel a muscle moving, okay? That's where we're going to place our foam roller, okay? So we place the foam roller there. So we just pop it on the side here. And what we'll do is we'll just go roll up and down until we find a bit of a sore spot, okay? So if you suffer from that anterior pelvic tilt, this is most likely going to be quite sore for you. So we're just trying to dial down that sensitivity in that area so that it hopefully gives you some pain relief. So we can start off by just rolling forwards and backwards on the TFL. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing is stopping on that sore spot and then rolling down and then rolling back. So we're going rolling left to right on here. So we're just hitting a much broader area and going against the muscle grain there. Once we've done that one, we can try a bit of a scrub. So you're going to tack down a bit of a sore spot there, and then just move your body left to right as if you're kind of scrubbing that area. And I can already feel that this is working quite well. So I can go left to right, scrubbing there. And then the last one is, if we bend this right knee and we lift this leg, back leg here, on that same spot, is if we internally and then externally rotate at the same time. So if we go left to right, moving left to right, we're going more of an active release because we're using the TFL to move the muscle there. Once you've done that, see if you get a bit of relief in that lower back, and then see if you can progress to the next exercises. Movements. So now that we're a bit more pain-free, we can start working on building a bit more stability in that hip area, okay? So this is, I'll give an example of why you need to be doing this exercise. So a lot of us, when we're doing a deadlift, we need to be able to be in a similar position like this. So this would be where the bar is, and I'm pushing the floor with my foot, okay? It's quite a similar position. So if we can only get our leg up to here, that's going to be a big problem, okay? A lot of the time we can't lift our leg up all the way up here is because of our hip stability or just the position that we've got our hips in. So for example, a lot of us will have our hips pelvically tilted, have anterior pelvic tilt, where we've got a bit of space under here. So you can see the difference where if I tilt my pelvis like this, and then I try to lift up, I get quite tight quite early on here. Whereas if I tuck it down, I get my lower back to touch the floor, and then I try to lift again, I can get so much more space. So a lot of the time, we don't have the mobility there is because we don't have the stability in our hips. And that's what this teaches us to do. So for this one, you'll set up a band. I've got it just set up on the end of my rack there, or you can set it anywhere in the gym, okay? So the idea for this one is we're getting your core to work or getting your pelvis in the right position so that your legs can move freely. And the way we do this one is we get our hands like so, straighten our legs here. We're gonna pull that all the way down. So that's gonna force me to use my core and then tuck my hips under, and then I lift up, okay? That would be 1 rep. So each rep you wanna reset. So I start back here, press back down there, and then lift all the way up, okay? What you'll find by pulling that band down and activating your core, you'll be able to get more range with your hips. You'll be more comfortable in the deadlift position. So now for the next one, now that we've got a bit more mobility in your hips, you've got a bit of less pain, now we need to put it all together, okay, in a hip hinge. And the way we can do that by using a stick or a dowel that you've got in the gym, or even a broomstick will work. And we're going to practice doing the hip hinge with a straight spine, without rounding, without overarching our hips, in a neutral position, okay? So the way we do that is we have 3 points of contact. So we've got here, here, and then above my head here. And what we want to practice is just sitting our butt back without tilting our pelvis towards the floor or tucking under too much, okay? So you want a bit of a medium ground, and that's what the stick helps you to do. So we want to stand up tall, looking forward, squeezing our butt like so at the top, and we're going to sit back into our hamstrings and then come back up. What we don't want to do is be sitting back and then we overarch and we're really jamming up here. We've got way too much space up there. Or we don't want to sit back and then have the bottom part of the stick start to lift up, okay? That's going to show that you're actually rounding your back. So the most important part of this is keeping this bottom part of the stick on your sacral area, okay? So that you can sit back, right back into the hamstrings, and then come back up to squeeze your butt. Thanks so much for watching my deadlift video. I hope this really helps you out. So what I would do is do those 3 things before and during your rest periods of your deadlifts, and really see if that starts to improve your deadlift, make it feel a bit better. Get out of a bit of rounding that you might be having, or you might get out of doing too much overarching in there. I hope it all comes together and you get a pain-free deadlift, okay? Anyway, if you're getting into pain and then getting out of pain, but when you return back to the gym, it seems to return, I've got a special little guide for you called the 7 Lifts to Bulletproof Your Body After Injury. It's a little guide I put together for people that keep getting over injuries, getting back to the gym and have their injuries return. So you can download that down below. I'll pop that in the description down below. Anyway, that's it from me. My name's Adam and I help you return to the gym and stay there.